This message isn't going to be for everyone, it's very specific. I'm hearing that someone is missing somebody, and specifically that they want another chance. Okay. And also, I was seeing a key. So, what I'm getting is if they want another chance, something clearly went wrong in the past, and with the key, there's some kind of solution that they're finding. I'm hearing that they had some kind of almost exclusive kind of access to someone, but they didn't understand that at the time, and now they regret. They've experienced regret. I don't know if they're still there, but they've definitely been regretful of this. So let's see who this message is for and what you need to be aware of. What do you need to know? Okay. King of Cups straight away. So I'm hearing that they were not emotionally mature in the past, whoever this is. I think that they were holding on to emotions of the past that they hadn't actually handled, but also it's like part of them probably knew that they weren't stable enough for the emotion that they now want, that they're now more ready for. So clearly they've been going through some kind of emotional maturation kind of energy. Yeah, they've been in indecision for a while about whatever. Oh my God, talk about the Hanged Man and the Two of Swords. I think that they haven't seen a way out. So clearly they've been in some kind of situation. Wow. And I think this is where they've been almost forced to have to emotionally mature, to level up when it comes to their emotions. The Moon, yeah. Oh my God, there's so much confusion. They do not have any idea what lays on the other end of whatever it is that they desire. So even if they make this decision, they don't have a clear yes or no. It is going to feel like taking that leap, but I'm not sure whether they're ready to do this. They're definitely ready. Eight of Swords, there's something they're not seeing clearly. So it could be that they are being divinely guided right now, but they're not, something about the signs, either they're not seeing clearly, or there's definitely been misunderstandings in the past. That is for sure. Definitely. Oh, the Hierophant. Wow. I'm seeing a lot of, Nine of Cups. Okay. Nine of Cups as well. I'm seeing a lot of other people here. I think that they've tried to, and I'm not saying this to upset anybody, but they are somebody who has tried to connect with others, right? And I'll be honest, what I'm hearing is these have been a lot of lessons for them. So clearly they've had these karmic or just connections that have been cycles, agreements that their soul made before they even got here to learn these lessons through. And this is how they had to learn their lessons. I think that this is why they're understanding that what they did, I'm hearing specifically, was out of hand. So I'm not sure what happened here. But that Nine of Cups is wanting emotional fulfillment, seeing longer term vision kind of energy is what I'm getting here. Wow, I think maybe they've had other people come to them, as well, that have needed their support and their help. This is helping them see like almost the world differently. In a world full of division, I think that they're understanding that actually they're here to bring unity, togetherness, oneness, that love, and love can be so many different things, but ultimately when you're talking about true divine love, it's connection of all that is. It's oneness. It's not division in any way, right? It's humanity, collective humanity working together. Okay, so you got the Tower and then the Queen of Wands. Wow. Could be a water sign energy, but definitely someone who has a lot of emotion. This Queen of Wands though, with that Tower as well, I think someone's had to go through some serious realizations, and I think it's come in them watching whoever it is that they want blowing up. Truly goddess energy. Okay. Oh God, whatever. They've been stuck on this indecision. They just haven't let go, and there's something they're not letting go of, which is preventing them from making this decision. It could be rejection wounds. It could be what happened in the past. It could be that they don't want what they did to happen to them. Okay. The Sun here with the Hanged Man. Once this is like in motion, it's going to go fast. Like speedily, they're going to have a lot of, they're going to want to put a lot of, I'm seeing like steam in like in an engine, like a train. Like they want to put a lot of effort almost in like moving forwards in this direction. Once they get this sun, like, yeah, the door is open, there's light there. Okay. Doors and keys are really important for this. Maybe that's significant for you currently in your life or something. Doors and keys. Okay. I think they've been gathering a lot of information as well. A lot of information. Whilst that Hanged Man energy, which is giving separation as well, right? So we've got Eight of Wands here, and that's just come out with the moon. Someone has not spoken on what has been happening internally with them for a while, but I also feel like they have so many conversations, almost like they've maybe dreamt them, imagined them, really maybe even written them down in their phone or something, and it's like I think they want to really express themselves. They're fearing there's going to be arguments, or there's going to be misalignment or disagreement, that kind of thing. So clearly somebody who doesn't understand how to like find resolve when it comes to disagreements, okay? Yeah, they're really, this Eight of Swords did come out. They've not understood what long-term stability is, and truly, you know, stepping up into that divine masculine energy specifically and really doing the right thing from that space. They've not had good role models around them when it comes to divine masculine energy, that's for sure. And this is someone who, or I feel like they might have actually been stuck in the mindset of like dogma, you know, that is presented by society, right? So how things should be, who you should be, you know, they might have even turned to help them understand their path a bit, they might have turned to religion or something as well. But again, their mind has still been stuck. They still haven't found that release when it comes to their mindset, truly. Yeah, and I do think, yeah, let's see. You know, people talk a lot about love languages and needing to understand each other's love language, but I think it's really important to recognise this Ten of Wands keeps coming out at the bottom of the deck, you know. That's like a heavy side. They've been bearing this weight, let me tell you. I think it's important to understand each other's almost argument style, right? And I don't want to use that word because it shouldn't really, you know, sometimes things escalate, but it's about your disagreement style, I suppose, how you handle conflict, that kind of thing. It's so important to recognize that, because in all of your connections, if you're being really true at the core depth of yourself and you've accessed that within you, you can look in the mirror and you see your soul. When you connect with another, there will be times when there will be disagreements, right? And that's where you're going to be your opportunity to face that. Because you're not just operating surface level, you have the depth of your soul. Pluto energy is coming in big here. Oh my god, no way. That is Pluto energy, death. And rebirth. I always say it's like a rebirth, like transformation. That's so funny. Definitely then. That's what's needed for that Nine of Cups to come through, for that true emotional stability. And this Ace of Swords is clearly a clarity conversation. Okay, 8-8 is really important here as well. Definitely somebody who's been trapped when it comes to that emotional landscape, okay? Sage could be important to somebody, or just some kind of like smoke cleansing as well, okay? So this is someone who they have been given almost like guidance, like I mentioned before, like divine guidance through another maybe, that they have just, I feel like I'm going to say continue to just bypass, ignore. I'm not sure they knew they were doing this. It's like their mind was telling them to either, they were just telling themselves as some kind of story. Okay, so what they thought was their happiness, their true desires, their understanding, actually, as they're going through this transformation, so are their desires basically. They're understanding themselves on a deeper level. It's almost like they're being forced to look in the mirror, right? And they have been before, and that's why it's such a, like this Hanged Man, such a long pause. They've needed to gain such a different perspective. They could be gaining a lot of like knowledge or information as well about something. Yeah, oh my god. This is not someone who handles emotion well at all. They might have been very emotionally detached, felt like they were very avoidant, if you want to use that word, just really disconnected. Because they feared it, truly. This is what they're working on, though. 8s are really important here. This is what they're working on, okay? And they know it's their own fears and their own anxieties, and it's to do with things that they've experienced in the past, okay? So I'm hearing coffee drinker, something about coffee is important, but that could really get you jittery as well, you know? So they need to be mindful of, like, what they're intaking, like, you know, different for different people, okay? But that's the message. Yeah, they've had destruction in the past, and it's led them to a dark place because they've not been able to handle themselves. They haven't had that inner strength, that courage to handle that emotion because of the pain they've been through. Truly, it's clearly some kind of trauma there. But this is what they're working on, and I think that they're investing in working in this as well. Specifically, is what's coming through. Definitely feel emotionally detached though. Okay, my God, the Three of Swords. Yeah. That's why they've been in indecision, heartbreak, grief, pain. This is what they've been holding on to for a very long time. It's almost like I feel like this is someone who they would have gone back to the same person who caused this heartbreak, further preventing them from making the decisions towards actually their divine alignment, to their truth, to what's truly going to fulfill them on a deeper level. You know, it's one thing when you want to try to make things work, but if you're going back to someone who's just, you know, just allowing you to continue to perpetuate in these wounded cycles, and maybe isn't even showing any kind of like true deep change, I suppose, or like, you know, remorse or whatever you want to call it, that for breaking your heart, because if it was intentional or not, whatever happened, the point is the message is coming through clearly. Whoever's hurt them in the past in a way that's caused these scars that have prevented them now from moving forwards, they've literally like held on to them. They're not very good at letting go, that's for sure. It's one thing to, and you know, that's clearly again coming from something where they needed validation as a child and they did not get it. So they're holding on and hoping and praying that someone's going to, that person that it's hurt them, who clearly was a parent caregiver in the past, is going to come and validate them or something and make them feel like worthy, or, you know, this is really sad. They've been really deeply wounded. Two of Wands though, so they're seeing a path ahead that's opening as they're gaining more clarity and information about their own headspace. Okay, 2, 3, 4. Page of Cups. Oh, and the Queen of Cups. Oh my God, King, Queen, and Page of Cups. Ooh, I instantly just, they could really have children on their mind. If they have children on their mind, then my God, they're going to have to do some serious deep inner cleansing, clearing here, like intentionally so. Especially if this continues to come up, right? They want to communicate massively. So there's definitely been a pause here, and they really want to. And like I said, when this is opened and they got that like green light almost, you know, that light saying yes, they're going to want to all in, yeah. 6 of Wands, they've got success in their mind. They want achievement here, whatever this is. They're really not very good at communicating though, so when it comes to emotions. So this is where they're going to have the biggest test of character, faith, strength, inner strength. Oh my God, the 4 of Wands, union is definitely on their mind, high level. But again, there's that block they're clearing through. I think this might be one of the biggest tests, clearing that block out, actually. Okay. So the moon, something about the moon could be when you get some kind of communication or something. Maybe this happened in the past, or you're connected to the moon cycles somehow. We have a solar eclipse soon. So yeah, oh my God, the Queen of Wands again. And the 5 of Pentacles. They really have major rejection wounds here. Like, they do not want to be rejected. Maybe that's why in the past they held on to those people, so they didn't feel like actually it's a final rejection, it's finality, or whatever you call it. You know, they wanted to get someone back so that their ego was fed, and no, they haven't been rejected. Actually, of course, they can get them back. That kind of energy is what's coming through, but you know, it's not how it works. And they were looking in the wrong place of validation. They weren't looking inside. That Queen of Wands though, wow. Maybe they did end up like, you know, instead of addressing the emotion in a healthy way, they chose lust-driven actions, addictions, that kind of thing. Okay, so Ace of Swords with the Hierophant. I also think that what they have to say, they might be holding some kind of, like, they have a judgment about their own choices and where they've come from, and they are fearing that this is going to be put onto them from who they want to move towards now as well. The Emperor. That's the Hierophant and the Emperor in the same, like, cards here. Wow. But what is it that Knight of Cups again? But then the Eight of Swords is here too. You know what? I feel like they're so stuck in the earthly realm that they've not for a long time understood what divine masculine means. You know, the divine masculine from the ethers, you know, the spiritual, if you will, elements of self. They've been so stuck in the 3D, like being an emperor, being a divine masculine means, you know, having this status, having this car, this money, these women, this blah blah blah. They've clearly had, like I said, their role models around them, even their chosen role models, important. You can choose so many different people in this world to look up to, or look up to, or, you know, follow, if you will, especially in the day of social media. And someone has chosen, and this particular card as well, it's just like anything that helps them feed these lower level versions of self, that lust is coming through. Control, power, control, massive. Wow. The shocking thing is they really have it in them to reach that divine level of self. Clearly, looking at this, but that's where it's got to be them investing in them. No one and nothing can tell them who and what to do, like who and what to be. Okay, 9 of Cups and Death. Okay, 9 of Cups and Death. They're not someone who likes to be told what to do, which is a shame, because actually when it comes to the right guidance, they'll probably have had like that ego protection wall in their way. Okay, so Hermit and the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, this is where they're going through that massive transformation, like I mentioned. They're understanding what the true heart is and how to follow that path as well. Okay, so let's get a couple more just to confirm, get some clarity for this energy moving forwards as well. Ah, wow. Oh my god, 10 of Pentacles and 4 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Moving forwards, looking good. Let's get another one. See what comes out. It's too many. Yeah, someone definitely feels like they've done something wrong here, and they're going to have to... That's why they're finding it hard to communicate, because there's something about... I think they're just scared to express their emotions, but also, like I said, admit to who they've been along the way, along this journey, along the process, okay? 10 of Pentacles, though, this is, again, that long-term vision. Oh my god, 2 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Union energy, again. Page of Pentacles. Oh, okay. It's starting small, this is, whatever this is. It's going to need to. It's going to need to start. I'm seeing like a small offer. I got the Knight of Cups again. So definitely some kind of small offer, but they're understanding what they want to build with that small offer. And there could be someone who is heavily focused on career. That money thing was coming through for a reason, but it's about directing that towards your purpose, your divine purpose, and not just because society is telling you whatever. We speak about that a lot. Okay, so let's get some more messages to confirm. Okay, so clearly a divine masculine energy that's coming through. What do we need to be aware of for this divine masculine energy? Ah, beautiful. Developing well. So this thing here, they're really understanding themselves. This is why they're at that point where they want to communicate, but they just feel like that Page of Cups when they're communicating, like the little self, you know. That's a really vulnerable place to be in, if I'm honest, actually. So this is why they need to be received from a healthy space too. Two-way thing, right? Everyone, you know, has a past and everything, but it's about who you're choosing to be now. That's what makes all the difference between what, you know, what happens moving forward. Who you are choosing to be now. What do you want? They're understanding that they're the one who gets to ground down their wishes. Now they understand what they truly are from their heart into their physical. They're actually, I feel like they're actually like becoming this version right now. Number 4, 16 and 6 as well. Miracles. There's someone who really holds on to miracles, and in the past it's kind of like they've always thought, oh, you know, it's like they've held on to miracles a bit too much and not actually put in the work as well. But I don't know, I think that again it's just been a lot of fear in their heart. It's not easy to access your emotions, especially, you know, I will say, especially if you're more connected to more that masculine energy. You know, it's not so... Yes, it's all about your inner yin and yang and finding that balance. That's a major thing of what I'm about. I always talk about that. But specifically, if you truly embodied as that divine masculine, that's your path. That's one of the biggest things you have to heal through. Accessing your emotions. Look at that. Finding your centeredness. Oh my God. Integrating opposing forces. Maybe somebody is doing more meditation. With that Hermit card, you know, I'm seeing the, you know, the candle on at night and everything that they're dreaming of. They're really, I think they've had to have some serious alone time to really see what is actually making me feel fulfilled. Maybe they've had successes and it's just not felt fulfilling. They really understand. This is their major transformation. I'm seeing that Phoenix, and it's their heart that's phoenixing. Wow. Number 5. Balance. Stones could be important to somebody. Maybe even crystals. Yeah, awareness. They're going to be feeling just right, feeling complete, equality, well-being, flow. This is where they're understanding how they need to bring this into this Ten of Pentacles, that they're looking at their forward vision. Yeah, and to that person, yeah, the coffin. I think this is their old self. Whatever happened in the past that didn't go the way that, you know, like I said, it went wrong, cracked egg, right? That version of you, both of you, whoever you are, and the connection and everything, that's about clearing that through. That happened for a reason. What are the lessons you have learned through? Because the version coming up, you are totally different people. You come through, this is the whole next level. You're not those past levels of self, right? Yes, you have to address it, 100%. That's how you can really find your alignment on this new level with each other, okay? So clearly there's something here. There's been this over and done energy, 8 and 9. Something's been inactive for a while, clearly. We've mentioned that. Down and out, over and done, endings still. This was not a nice ending. It didn't feel nice. And I don't think either of you felt nice. There's this energy of feeling forgotten and discouraged. Maybe this is what they're feeling now. And I'm getting this energy of karma. And I don't really use that word like lightly, you know. Karma isn't just, you know, getting what you deserve. Karma is a process of learning your lessons, learning, you know. So anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, I think maybe this is how they have felt as a child, and it's really been triggered up in them. But maybe this is how they felt, let other people feel as well, because they've experienced that. That's what they've known, and now they're understanding things. They're finding that center. They're aging very well, like fine wine. Okay, they're finding their North Star, number 3. Red and blue is interesting. Yeah, they're finding their North Star. Yeah, beautiful. Again, there's clearly progression here. That emotional maturity is big for this person. Inner guidance, that core values. They're finding their direction by going within and finding that inner alignment. Gorgeous. Guiding light, inner knowing, true path. Yeah, their true path now. That death with that 9 of Cups. That, yeah. This is why they're taking small. It's going to be small offers to build this 10 of Cups, Page of Cups, little by little. Because this is very new to them too. You know? Clarity, hope, certainty, confidence, protection. That's good. So they're way more certain about this moving forwards. Way more certain. I think they themselves have experienced sudden unexpected endings in their life. Maybe it reflected to them how this happened in the past as well. And therefore, I need to check myself. You know, the common denominator has been them, and they're understanding that now. You know, I think maybe they were stressed about that for a long time as well. Like, oh my God, all along it's been them, you know. And I'm not saying that's not taking, everyone has to take accountability for the parts they play, right? But you have to also understand where that is yours to take as well. Island, solo, number 21. Maybe they've been clearly they've been standoffish in this. I mean, but I think they've isolated themselves for a while. Lonely, they felt lonely. Independent. I think that they've been in really self-protection mode. You know, travel might be something that they have had to kind of invest in as well. Maybe it's a way, maybe they have this escapism tendency as well, to be honest, okay? But they're understanding how can they get what they truly desire if they're going to keep doing that, okay? Finances, again, they're massively focused on their finances. They could be getting some kind of windfall coming through as well for them, especially with that 10 of Pentacles. And, you know, I've kind of just put that into the Emperor, even though it wasn't part of that. But that's telling me that they are really holding it, like learning how to hold it down when it comes to like that stability, you know, that provider energy. Beautiful. Number 34. Resources, finances, investments, investing their energy wisely too, and their emotion in a more healthy, productive, conducive way, right? Commerce, lavish. I said lavish somewhere. I don't know. Multiplying income. Water could be really important to whoever this is. Again, it could be water signs, but water's coming through a lot. Could just be that, again, water represents your emotion, right? So it could be a lot of just emotion, really purging through that right now and getting your return on investment as a result of the healing that you're doing. This person anyway is doing. Fish could be important to somebody. Fish, Pisces energy as well. Maybe Pisces sees, oh my God, it's a fish. Red herring. Oh, that's pretty funny. So they definitely had some kind of false information. Right, they were listening to the wrong people, especially with this past situation. Yeah, they were stuck in other people's mindsets, not even their own. Or it's just fed into their own unhealthy mindset massively. My God, number 18. They were being thrown off their true path for a long time. That's really sad. That means they've had to learn. There are people around them who, sometimes people, they do have your best interests at heart and they don't realize like the truth of the situation, because they're just hearing this one side. So their advice or whatever ends up being just not the best, right? But they don't mean it maliciously. But then there's other people who genuinely, they have their own personal like agendas and motives. I think they've had to learn about who they can trust around them and who they can't, especially if there's somebody who holds on to these past people who've hurt them. Again, it's one thing to forgive, but it's another thing to need to hold on and have someone validate you. Okay. Important message. Clearly, like, travel is really important to whoever this is. They might very well be away right now or have had some kind of adventure recently or something. Number 3, number 10 is ship. Sailing. Okay, going places. Adventure. Oh, love a bit of adventure. Vehicle. They've definitely been escapist. Enterprise. They're building some kind of enterprise. I don't think whoever you are that's connected to this person, you don't know because there's been such a long pause, but they're doing well. They are. They're going to be travel overseas. Again, that overseas energy. Maybe they genuinely want to move, and this is where they're seeing that person they want to move with. They want to plan this with and move forwards with. Trip, movement, vacation, vehicle could be important right now. But I do think that someone finds their centeredness and balances when they've removed themselves from their environment. There's something about that environment that isn't the most conducive to their path, which means that they might be very well bit of a lone wolf, even though you might not be able to guess it. Emotionally, they don't necessarily have a lot of people to turn to because they're not on the same level as what I'm getting. Okay, tracks. Okay, so whatever's was over and done, it's time for movement here, and there's one way. There's only one direction forwards now. Okay, so tracks important. Number 3 again, going the distance, traveling again. You could very well be away, like distant from each other. So you're going to need to travel to get to each other. Okay, on track, going one way. Oh my God, this is going to feel direct route. This is what I mean by that energy that was coming through before. When they come in, they're going to want to come in. There's no guy turning back here. This is about a lot of forward momentum here. The Clover as well. Luck. Working with you. 333 is definitely important here. I'm getting the energy that someone genuinely wants to move. Like genuinely, their environment, they want to move. They're seeing things differently. And they don't want to just do this by themselves. They want to do it with their person that they're thinking of now. He was kind of peeking through in the cards. Maybe they approached with lust before, not like that true vulnerable heart space, right? So their protection, their shield, the mechanism that helps them feel more in control, more like they are that emperor, right? Okay, confirmation for the North Star, Mortar and Pestle. Go look after your health. Someone needs to look after their health. Okay, really important. This is someone who needs to look after their health, especially with where they're going. Number 10, making something else. Potions, spell work, concoction, brew, alchemy. There could be a bit of a manifestor, if you want to call that. If you want to call it that. They're definitely someone who, I think that they're just, like I say, their path is going to be so different, but I don't think they're changing who they are. Their core values have become even more solidified than ever before. That's clear with the Hierophant and the Emperor. They were so blinded to this before. That's their truth. They're finally seeing their truth, which is why they're finally seeing that forward vision, saying, no, actually, I do want that, and actually, I do have faith in it. Of course, it's possible. That's why they're aging well. They're actually finally believing in it, their heart space, and also believing that actually there's a heart made just for them too. There's multiple hearts, we learn along the way. I always say every connection is teaching you, learning. You're learning through all of it, healing through all of it. It's just about your perspective. Clearly, though, there's somebody here who is a deeper connection, okay? Snowflake, one of a kind. Someone's definitely been feeling really alone and vulnerable. Number 9, handle with care, fragile. They're going through a transition. They really are. There's a change of state, though. Precision is going to be important moving forward for whoever this is, especially because I feel like they've been so, like, maybe they've cut themselves off from any kind of connection when it comes to, like, romance or sex or whatever, that they're going to need to be mindful of how they're moving forwards now, that it's not past patterns, just, like, repeating. But I don't think they're going to. I really feel like this is someone who's maturing, and they might be very good at seeing things on a more clarity level. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a delicate situation, vulnerable. Someone's going to be feeling vulnerable for sure. This is their heart that they have tried to like border up for so long, being disconnected for themselves. God, this is a long process that they've got to this point. Now it's like, okay, so I need to be vulnerable, I need to show my heart, I need to move with emotion. It's new. How do I do this? They're learning. So again, they're going to need to be received with space and time. Patience is going to be needed here for both of you, because I think you both need to. This is beautiful though. There's desire, there's love, there's joy, there's fulfillment. There's also forgiveness on that card, okay? So let's get clarification for this fish energy. There's clearly some kind of abundance that's working for somebody right now. So they've been very, very much focused on this. I think that this was their distraction from actually, Fox could be important to someone. This is their distraction from actually investing emotionally, investing when it comes to their finances and physically and whatever else. I also think that their attention has been going elsewhere. Like I said before, it's not to upset anyone, it's like the truth of how they handled this. Their heart wasn't being given. It was just the mask, number 14, their ego, a persona, hiding behind veils, not being true to themselves, their heart space. Oh my God, a masculine energy into that as well. And the cross, trials, sorrow, lessons, emotional loss, they've been through it. You can't keep operating with a mask, not if you're on this divine path. That's where your lessons actually are. That's where your deepest lessons are, so you have to face them. You know, the process of surrender at the same time is the process of learning how to take those actions that are in your alignment, which means unraveling everything that isn't, which is a long time of lots of things that have been happening over your life that you need to go over. Okay, so the mice, this is like someone might very well be unwell right now, but there's anxiety, illness, loss, deterioration, decay. This is that energy with that tower. That's what they experienced with that tower. And where did they find themselves feeling better about themselves? In their money, in their investments, in their physical world. The Emperor. And now it's like, okay, well, now it's time for you to step up, which means you have to access the heart space. Okay, number 23 and number 7. So it says theft here. So maybe they experienced something, you know, maybe they were connected to family when it came to money matters as well as coming through. Yeah, and that was like making them see things in a certain way as well. This is someone who doesn't like nagging. Okay, nagging, whatever that means. Again, they need to be mindful. They need to learn communication, and this is going to have to be a two-way thing. Learning each other's communication styles is going to be very important. Sometimes that means, you know, you need a break, but you're going to also need to reassure each other. You're not just going to vanish. You know what I mean? Let's just get another one to clarify that mice. Again, look after your health. Someone needs to look after their health. Yeah, blueprints, firm foundations. I think someone's really concerned that this isn't going to go off the way they want it to. They've got to learn faith. They need to have faith. Number 14. Building. Thoughts are becoming things. Hold faith. Thoughts are becoming things. If you're following this destiny path, your divine path, there's a reason you're getting those visions, those downloads, that guidance. Okay. Careful planning. They're being careful about this. They know they need to be. This is your starting point, roadmap. There's a lot of uncertainty right now. You know, there's been misunderstanding in the past. There's not clarity about what the future is going to look like. That's why there's indecision as well. But someone could be getting dizzy spells. But again, this is about coming back to yourself. Let's just get some more about moving forwards. What guidance do you need for moving forwards? This is about reinstilling your center, your well-being, finding faith within yourself regardless of what's going on. You need to be mindful of your non-committal ways here, truly. Because it's just doing yourself a disservice. Acting non-committal even. Allowing others to come in the way and delay you. Stalemate energy. You need to check yourself. Whoever this energy is that this reading is about, okay, they need to. Another one from forward movement. What do you need to be aware of moving forwards? What guidance do you need? Yes, avalanche, number 16. This is about a, chain reaction, uncontrollable external force, sudden, unexpected, major force. Yeah, they're going to need to be mindful because their actions have consequences. Okay, another one. This is about moving forwards as well. So Third person, this could be to do with, you need to focus. The Archer, wherever you're going, you need to stay focused, because if you let this third person energy get in the way, and it doesn't have to be a romantic sexual person, but it might very well be, I think it could be, but I also think there's something about family here. So be mindful. Who are you allowing to get in the way? Because this could be the absolute, like, this is that moment where it's like, are you going to pivot now? Or are you going to just go back again and let that avalanche overtake you, and let these ways of being non-committal, number 6 here, wipe out everything? Okay, you've had that energy of there's no way out, refusing to compromise, seeing competition and jealousy or whatever. It's time to move on from that. We'll get some more moving forwards. Moving forwards, what's your guidance for moving forwards? This is where that solitude energy is going to be so important, to invest it intentionally, not just distract yourself. Okay, that lone wolf is coming through again. Detour, delays. And that's to do with your abundance path. So don't let that put you off. There's a reason you're being tested with that. There's a reason. Your strength of will, your direction. Are you on your right path? Do you have faith in it? In yourself, in the path, in who and what you are moving towards? Okay. Right, let's see what else moving forwards. Avalanche. Lighthouse, your inner guidance system is going to really help you here, especially if there's external individuals involved. People you can't trust, people who talk behind your back, that kind of thing. Okay, you are the lighthouse now, number 7. Illumination, safe passage, your right direction. We said that you're on the right path now. So you're going to get tests to detour you, delay you. Are you ready to move to where you're going towards? Yes. Stay secure within yourself, okay? That's the path. Plotting your course, gaining clarity, navigating those obstacles, including your health, right? That's true, but also externally. Archer, another one for the Archer, moving forwards. Ooh. Boomerang. 16 here, so 6s could be important. Okay, got divine intervention, the double rainbow. So, and that's with the Archer. You are on target. What you want is the right direction, but you're just going to need to be mindful of what's getting in the way. Okay, and that's where your inner guidance system is really going to guide you, which is why you need to look after your health. What energy are you consuming, allowing to consume you? Okay. Ascension. Yeah, light codes, you're experiencing this ascension right now. Promises are being kept, the serendipity, there's divine intervention taking place, okay? Duality, as above, so below. Boomerang, it says a return of what's yours. And that could be your health, your energy, your happy. Oh my God, masculine energy underneath that again. Fireworks. Oh, I think you're going to find your vitality again, your energy. Right now, you're not feeling it. Okay. Let's say it's some animal guidance for you. Animal guidance for this divine masculine energy. Whoa. Okay, yeah. Beaver. You're persistent. There's things against you that you're persistent. But better things are ahead. Number 8 again. It feels a bit repetitive right now, maybe. But what you're doing is you're being determined. You're staying strong. You're staying secure in yourself. And you're making your dreams your reality. Okay. That's important. You're still learning how to let go. And that's just not about people. That's in general. So you are going through lessons of surrender whilst holding faith and doing what you're divinely guided to do. Dolphins, joy. Okay, number 12. I think this is what you're seeing, envisioning moving forward, especially with whatever it is that you want that another chance with or something. Peace. Helpful. Effective communication. Two-way thing. Got to learn that though. It doesn't just happen sometimes for some people. You have to learn it. You have to learn each other. Playful, humor, fun, in tune with others, collaboration, joy, harmony. Beautiful. Again, sea animals are important here. Okay. Got another animal card for you. Moose, yeah. Talk about, that's your independent energy, that looking and feeling calm, cool and collected. You know, and number 9. Solidarity, time alone, powerful. Attitude is everything. You might have a bit of an imposing, I don't know, maybe presence or something. Okay, right, we've done those. So there's 12 and 9 there. What else do you need to be aware of moving forward? Just some guidance for you moving forwards. Also finding that balance between maybe giving and overgiving, but also who is in your environment. Are these people who are helping you to ascend and, you know, be the best version of you and really supporting and guiding that? And sometimes it means you have to go solo for a while. Okay, I think you've learned that. Yeah, devil, Capricorn energy, addictions, restrictions, materialism, shadow self. You're healing through your shadow self right now, and that's come out with the moon. the High Priestess, okay? Again, Pisces energy, intuition, your inner knowing, silence, secrets. Something about the lunar eclipse that we recently had could have been very telling for you. You might have felt stripped bare, is what I'm hearing. The mask coming off. Again, water sign energy, Cancer there. The moon, you're really delving deep into your psyche right now, which is why Pluto was coming through as well heavily. But this is what's helping you to develop well. Like, I find wine, okay? Just be mindful of the misinformation that wants to mislead you, to take you off path. Maybe you're someone who's been quite meanable, okay? You have to learn your own voice, your own mind, your own heart, which isn't always easy, especially for masculine energies. And okay, summertime's important here, okay? So you're letting things unfold. There's opportunity ahead, there's excitement, there's expansion is what I was going to say, and enjoyment, judgment, Pluto energy again. So summer could have been important. Maybe you've enjoyed summer. Maybe there's something about you, you know, I'm getting this energy of maybe you wanted to wait so you could like be this shadow version of self some more. That again, emotional maturity. Diving in. This is where you might have had quite a wake-up call, that judgment card. Maybe this is the past thing and you're reflecting, okay? These are the things that you're healing through. What else do you need to be aware of moving forwards? Because now looking at that Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck, the Ten of Pentacles, I mean, I feel like what's on your mind now? Surely you won't. Well, you never know. Okay, earth sign energies as well are coming through here. So practical, dependable, grounded. You might feel like things are stuck right now, but this is where you are getting to secure yourself, ground yourself, become that trustworthy person, right? You're, like I say, you're grounding that high level version of self as you're accessing that into your reality. You're becoming that. So you're doing whatever you're doing is a very different process to what divine feminine, generally speaking, because, you know, you're going 3D, 5D, bringing 5D down, whereas divine feminine is usually 5D, 3D, then kind of merging those as well, like 3D up and whatever. Gosh, I hope that made sense. That was really weird. But yeah, important. Things are not stuck. Aquarius energy, the star. It's asking you to, again, have faith, inspiration. You're going to be feeling more inspired soon, okay? Lots of water energy. This is air sign. I just want to make that clear. It's just that's what's coming through as well. There's hope, okay? Altruism. This is about you becoming more giving as well. That's going to help you to become more giving. You know, to the right people. I think before, like I said, it's not been the best. And also having more confidence in yourself to move forward with that, you know, whether it's communication or whatever it is. Virgo, the Hermit again, Virgo energies. Solitude, soldier, searching, enlightenment, okay? Oh my God, Leo. Summer is going to have been very important for you. You've got Cancer, Leo and Virgo coming through, okay? So Leo and Virgo there. The Sun. This is you. You've got that sun, that vitality within you. There's success, there's creativity, there's purpose. Becoming more purpose-driven, right? That's really important for you. Summer is so important for you as well. Okay, I'm just going to see if there's anything else that you need to be aware of as well, just moving forwards. Any other final few messages here for you moving forwards? You know, I feel like your connection that's on your mind as well, there's something about that. It hasn't come through because I think that you've got this clearing to do first, whoever this specific masculine energy is that's coming through. It's not going to be for everyone. Your hard work is paying off. Again, Capricorn energy. Wow, you could have Capricorn, like maybe you have a Capricorn rising, sun, moon, Venus, Mars. I work a lot with Venus, so it could be. Okay. Take time to breathe out. That's really funny because we've been speaking about that. You are taking time, but also when it comes to the communication, know when you need to take a step back, but don't let it stop you from moving forwards. You know what I mean? So don't just stay stuck there. You've been in the hangman mode. Expect powerful change. You are the powerful change that's taking place. Okay, one more just for you moving forwards. Whoa. Again, expect powerful change. Okay, it's time to take action. Take that action. Take action on yourself. Connection hasn't come through, but I'm going to get some romance angels because I feel like you're going to need some guidance, even though that's not like your focus right now. Well, it might be in your mind, but in these cards, it's a very personal thing that's going on. So what do you need to be aware of for your connection? Just, I feel like it's maybe some clarity or assurance, wherever it is that you need. Called me for a reason. Okay. Okay. Engagement. Your love life is going to be ascending to high levels of commitment when the time is right. Another one. It's safe for you to love. Big lesson for you. Big lesson. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. You find that within, right? As you free yourself from where you haven't experienced that. Okay? Things that were, maybe they were in your control, maybe they weren't. You know, young to now, whatever. One more for you here. Giving your relationship a chance. There's been deception. That's that mask. That's you and your masks. You know, you have your reasons, but this is where it's like, give your relationship a chance. Remove those masks now. It's time to be honest. Okay? That's, again, one of the most vulnerable things for you, because that's safety. But you got to find that safety within you as well. And you've got that, you know. Working on your partnership together. Okay? Together. I feel like I need to get one more for you. Gosh. One more. You might also be seeing other people around you, you know, getting engaged, married, maybe finding some kind of home life stability for themselves. And this is kind of what you're opening up to a bit more now, you know. Let go of control issues. Could we get any more clearer? Allow the situation to unfold naturally. It's not about how it needs to be. Be mindful of who you're going to for guidance and like advice, okay? In terms of friendships and just your environment. That doesn't mean you go into like paranoia and can't trust anyone vibe at all. No. It's about understanding your inner guidance system. Remember that lighthouse energy, that North Star. You're the one who gets to tell you the absolute truth. You're the one who has all the answers, that divinely guided answers. You know, sometimes you can be completely veer off path, completely be making decisions that are out of alignment. And there are people who help us to come back to our path, right? But for this particular energy, I feel like you've had to go within and find your answers. Also, in terms of moving forwards, there's going to be a need to release the expectation of things looking a certain way, being a certain way, because that's what's keeping you stuck as well. You're not allowing the divine unfold. You're not allowing divine to show you something even more greater. You've been on this winding road to find your heart. It's been going on for a while, this says. So you are hesitant, even more so, because you feel like it's almost like all or nothing for something, but it's not. It's not all or nothing. This is your truth. This is your destiny path that's unfolding right now. And it has, again, you've got decisions to make. There's that key that we're seeing. You've got decisions to make. I'm seeing a road trip or something here. Again, distance, but you could be road tripping. There's a crossroads, and you are at that crossroads right now. Number 22. Multiple choices. You're weighing up the options. This is your free will now that's going to determine that path. Okay, the path that you're choosing. Travel. Journey. I think there's a very personal journey here as well, okay? Number 28. So be flexible, use tact, very important. This is about your personal growth. And again, adventure. You could have very adventurous spirit, self-discovery, patience. You've been, gosh, I feel like people around you have had to be patient with you, especially this person who you're connected to. Something about that. Let's get one more. Just, yeah, this is, again, oh my God, the third person. You've got way more of this to deal with than moving forwards in that direction. You've got to clear through with this in order for you to, not just for you to have safety enough, but who you're moving towards to have safety as well. Working on that partnership comes with working on it before you even get there. Who are you listening to? The right people will guide you in the right way. You'll know that in your soul. You'll know that in your soul. The ones who are for you. Okay? The crafts you've experienced, these emotional losses, and this is where you're at right now. Number 36, number 6 as well. Your spirit, it's a very spiritual path. This is why it feels like that Hierophant and that Emperor, you're finding that balance, and it's difficult right now, but you're getting there. You need to hold that faith, right? This is fate, your duty, your soul duty that you signed up to. You're receiving divine guidance right now, okay? A lot of what's been happening has felt difficult, but it's been necessary. This is where you've had to have your deepest, most awakened lessons, okay, to become who you are right now. Because with this, it's time to take action. You've been holding out for a while with what you want, okay? You take action when you are that version of you who's ready. Yeah, that doesn't mean you're perfect. It's not about perfection. It's about where your devotion is being placed. Are you showing up in presence, in your truth, from your heart, okay? You've got this. Very powerful. Sending love.